Hey guys, welcome back. So today I want to go over a few things in regards to the job market in the UK and also in the United States. And overall, honestly, it's just 2024 and what's going on with cybersecurity. Now, there are a few things that we want to talk about and focus on. One of them is being certifications. Now, the requirements to having certifications to become a cybersecurity specialist, SOC analyst, red team, blue team, purple team, whatever it is, it seems that this current time is that you need a certification or multiple certifications to even land a interview, let alone the actual job, which really is not really nice anymore. Where there are times in the past where I fell into a position where it didn't require you to have a certification, but you were able to explain your knowledge and sit through an interview and actually answer questions in relation to what you've actually experienced. But now it seems like even before you get to that point, they want you to have a certification. Now we're going to go over a few of those items. And of course, it does not hurt to obtain the certification, whichever one you choose: Security Plus, CISSP, CEH. And of course, there are other ones that are very hard to obtain, like the OSCP and multiple other pen testing exams. Uh, but not to say that CISSP is not, is easy to get. It's definitely very challenging, especially if you are just straight out of school or you're still in school and you're trying to get to that next level of getting into a higher tier cybersecurity position or manager's position. It is very challenging. So let me go over a few things that we're going to focus on. And this was an interesting article. It was back in July of 2023, and it was cybersecurity skills in the UK labor market of 2023. Now, to be really honest, I never looked at the UK market to see where those jobs are, but now I actually have team members in the UK, in the European market, that I kind of manage. Well, not kind of, I actually do manage them now. And of course, the comments came in asking about, what about Europe? Why is it all about the United States? That is true. Cybersecurity has no jurisdiction in regards to which country you work out of, but of course there are laws pertaining to every jurisdiction as far as the United States and Europe and in Asia. Okay, so let me just go over this one really quick. It was really interesting read. It's a really comprehensive PDF over here, 102 pages, and it just goes into the details. We'll go over the table of content and I'll show you something really interesting. But before we even get to the PDF, let's just look at the general market. This year's report finds 50% of all UK businesses have a basic cybersecurity skill gap, while 33% have an advanced cybersecurity security skill gap. These figures are similar to 2022 and 2021. There were 160 plus thousand cybersecurity job posting in the last year. This is an increase of 30% on the previous year. Of 37% of vacancies were reported hard to fill, down from 44% in 2022, but same as 2021. Now, let me explain something. It's hard for companies to fill these positions because they are asking for a hell of a whole lot. And because they know that there are so many people out there obtaining certifications, obtaining graduate degrees, or even, four-year colleges with coming out knowing cybersecurity, the salary has been diminishing, right? You can literally go pick someone out from 1 out of 10 people probably has a cybersecurity degree at this point, where cybersecurity degrees in the past, I would say 10 or plus more years ago, never existed. It really didn't. So it is very challenging now because you're going against more people, right? Especially coming into this market for the very first time. So, all right, so that's interesting, right? Because now we know there's a lot of vacancies, but they're still saying that it's hard to fill these positions. Why is that? Well, we could come to the table of content. Now, I said this PDF was pretty interesting, and it still is interesting. I mean, it's not dated. I mean, it's still in 2023, but maybe only half a year ago. We're in 2024 now, believe it or not. So, will this and does this still apply? Well, for the most part, it doesn't change that dramatically. Although this market is changing pretty dramatically, right? Because given another year, all this may be even, irrelevant. We don't know what the future is going to bring for cybersecurity. But what we do know is that the job demand is still always going to be there, because if there's 33% or 50% vacancies out there, there's no way companies within the year from now is going to fill all that and it'll be 100% no vacancies. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, we're looking at here, and it says estimated diversity in cybersecurity, and it's really interesting read. You should just kind of, I'll link this in the description below and you take a look at it. But what I really do want to focus on is, obviously everyone's concern is salaries, and it's all the way hidden towards closer to the bottom. I wouldn't say all the way in the bottom. It's 6.7 here, cybersecurity job vacancies, and we'll look at the salaries. Now, of course, this is in pound. Uh, Transfer rate between pounds to USD is about $1.27. Currently, I'm looking at it right now. So more or less, it's going to be in that range. Of course, you could see the fluctuation of the salaries depending on the position, right? Because you have your low tier, mid tiers, and senior, and obviously managers. This also accounts for like chiefs, right? Cybersecurity directors, chief security officers, or whatnot, CSOs, CISOs. That's going to be all factored in here, right? Because look at his range over here, 350,000 pounds. I mean, I wish I was making that. What does that equate to? Like, it, if it's $1.27 for every pound, that's a significant amount. So let me just pull that up right now. So what did I say it was? 350,000. All right, we'll just round that off to 350,000. Actually, it is round off times the 1.27, which is currently approximately. So that's like over $444,500 equivalent to US dollars. So the salary is still there, but this is kind of like deceiving, right? Because you say you have all these vacancies and you say you have all these current positions that are filling, that are paying this amount. And of course, the fluctuation is like all over the place here. It really depends on your years of experience, what kind of certifications you have, what kind of degrees you have. I mean, it used to be in the past where you just have a degree, right? It didn't matter what kind of degree. As long as you had a 4-year college degree, you were considered. But now now it's a 4-year degree in cybersecurity specifically in order for you to be considered into a job. But let's go over another, so this is the PDF. I just want to go over one more thing here. And I thought this dark reading article was very good. And it only happened a few days ago. And this sums it up perfectly. All right, guys. So cyber employment 2024, sky high expectations fail businesses and job seekers. All right. So, and what does that really mean? I couldn't understand what the title actually meant, but unreasonable requirements, low salaries, and a lack of commitment to training leaves businesses unable to hire their perfect cybersecurity pros. So this is where, so this is, so is there a really workforce shortage? No. And I totally agree, right? And again, I'll link this in the description below. There is no workforce shortage. It's companies not knowing, especially if we leave everything up to HR, because it's not like you have a cybersecurity specialist in HR to say, hey, you know what? I see this guy's experience and he doesn't have this certification. We can consider them. But we could probably even lowball them because they don't have the certification, but they may just touch on a little bit of the certification, or may just touch on the area that we're looking for, right? Someone to manage the SIM, or someone to do become a SOC analyst. It's really, really tough. There is no shortage of talent. It's companies claiming there's a shortage of talent because they're very picky on who they hire, which totally understand. I don't blame them. If I was to hire someone, which I have done, of course I'm not just going to randomly pick someone out of the blue and say, oh, you have cybersecurity specialists, or you have cybersecurity knowledge, or some experience doing this. I have to get a feel for the person as well, right? So, there's a lot of factors that come into play, and especially I have even been in a position where I'm interviewing someone, love the person, enjoy the person, the interaction, the full commitment of the interview, the attention to details, the responses, everything was great, right? So I kind of like fell for this person, and HR came back to me and asked me, "Hey, so we have these other candidates. What do you think?" And I'm like, at this point, I already have someone here. I don't want to lose this person. Let's kind of put the other candidates on the side and give this one an offer, right? So, and my hopes were, I hope this person accepts the offer, which was fortunate enough. Then that's what happens. But at the same time, I'm gonna admit I got lazy. I said I don't want to sit through more candidates, and unfortunately, I think a lot of organizations are the same way, right? I can't use my personal experience to say everyone's gonna be doing that. There's some others that would like sit down with maybe, I wouldn't say hundreds, I was going to say hundreds, but maybe 5 to 10 candidates. And even then, that is a lot, because think about it. If you do half an hour, which sometimes, most of the time, it doesn't even end in a half an hour, it probably extends a little longer. Most times, interviews, if you're going to do it, there's going to be round one, round two, round three, whatever the amount is. And there's going to be one person that's going to probably sit in on it more than once, and it's going to probably be around 45 minutes to an hour. So that is a lot of time to be interviewing and sourcing out who's going to be the candidate, or who's going to be the new hire going forward, which is pretty challenging at times to go through all that. So point is, there is still a big vacancy, as you can see in the UK, and for sure, because I monitor the US market all the time, there are a lot of vacancies. You can find all that within your LinkedIn, Indeeds, and your other job search engines, or Facebook, whatever it is, right? You're gonna see all these, or you can even go directly into the company's website and you look at the career page. You're gonna find jobs there, right? City agencies, federal agencies, everyone is going to have positions. Now, whether they fill it or not is a whole different story, because they don't know what they're looking for. So how do you stand out? And this is the part where you make yourself relevant. Where do you stand out? Unfortunately, you do need to have those certifications. Not saying you have to go spend thousands and thousands of dollars to go get a graduate degree in cybersecurity unless you really want to. But my main goal would be probably spend a couple $100, get the certification, get into the organization that's willing to pay for those certifications. Or on top of that, your future educational growth in cybersecurity, as far as a second degree or a master's degree in cybersecurity, and they're willing to pay a portion of that, that'll be awesome. So I'd rather do that. So there's a lot to do in order to get to that point, but do not skimp on the self learning portion of it, the way you deliver when you're sitting through an interview, the way you deliver and how you interact, how you answer, being enthusiastic. You can't be monotone. You have to kind of take other classes, not just cybersecurity. It's great if you could be, let's just say you were the world's smartest, best cybersecurity SOC analyst ever. But if you can't sit in front of a camera or sit in front of someone and interact and talk to them like they're a human being, and you're all shy and you're not being vocal about things, I can guarantee you would not land that job no matter how great you are on, doing your work. So those are the two things that you would have to consider, is building your knowledge on top of building your personality. So that's where we are today, 2024. Hopefully you guys are going to find what you want to find. And of course, if you guys are jumping into this for the first time, you can email me and I can offer you as much advice that I can, all for free, right? All you have to do is, like this video, sub, join me, watch my other videos. I have tips and tricks to get you guys started and into cybersecurity, because I've been doing this for over 10 plus years in cybersecurity. Been doing 20 years just in general as system admin, and I grew into the whole cybersecurity. There was never a degree that I had to take for cybersecurity. It was all self-taught, and I'm still learning every single day. All right. I want to thank you guys. Please hit that like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again really soon. Bye.